Hello, it's me again, Nancy, today. I had a thought. I thought, hey, that's an interesting thought. And I thought, oh, I'll make a video. I look fatter now, don't I? The way these videos start, I tell you. Anyway, I cannot remember what I was doing when I thought of it. I guess it was on the internet. And I just don't know what it was. It wasn't out there. You know, it's quite a dark day. Is the sun up? Maybe I should check that too. 8:12. Look how dark it is out there. I mean, it's definitely a day when you need to put on all the lights inside. You know, my daughter Scarlett was telling me that in Germany, they never talk about their pain. That is like totally private. You can ask about how much somebody makes, but you never ask about their pain. That's too private. And so, my daughter, who had fibromyalgia when she was young, and so still has it, she had a lot of pain, and so she learned not to think about her pain or talk about it. And that was as she grew up. And then she moved to Germany, and that was the culture not to do it. And so here I am talking about everything because it's all a scientific experiment, really. You know, all this stuff we try with ourselves. You know, give ourselves this mineral or this supplement, and or do this exercise and get your joints replaced and do these exercises. Anyway, but they don't talk about this in Germany, so you're totally on your own. I don't know who you ask. I don't know if it's a very close friend or if you tell anybody. It's funny, Mary was saying something about that. Anyway, I was looking outside a little while ago and there was a squirrel running away from the teepee. I think I was filming. It was really kind of neat to see the little squirrel. You know, there's a lot of things happen which you have an emotional reaction to. Like in just a few minutes, you can have an emotional reaction to looking out the window and you see all those dark clouds. And then your emotions start on with the I don't like dark, or it's dreary. I don't know what the reaction really is. But it's maybe a repulsion. Now, some people just love a day like this. They just love it and they just want to snuggle down in. It's like it completely is turning off all the activity for you. You know, I was thinking before this winter showed up, we had so much to do outside. And usually when winter comes, I just watch videos and sit around, binge watch shows. Anyway, this year's different. It's because I've had this hip surgery. It's really changed my focus, right? I don't usually spend all my time thinking about how my body feels, but I'm also keeping an update on what the pain is. Because when I had this operation beforehand, and even now, there's no saying how long it'll take for this to happen or that to happen. It could be 6 weeks, it could be 6 months, it could be 12 weeks. And so I want to keep a tally of it so that if it's 63 days and I'm still having this sort of pain, or I'm having this trouble with this movement, maybe I should film some of the exercising. And so that the exercises, you could say that on day 61, after no rotation or mobility in this joint, now it can go this far to the side, right? So if I had a chart about all that, which would be like these videos, this is a chart. It'd probably be easier to have a written chart, because then you could just look at it. But here you have to listen to the movies and go through them. But anyway, this is why I'm focused so much on it. I'm also trying different pain medications, and I'm trying to figure out how to relieve the pain, right? It's not like it's a ton of pain, but that's because the medications are working, right? Anyway, it's all a very interesting journey. So anyway, so I do what I always do, and I'm talking about my pain. Do you talk about your pain or your illnesses? I think when people get older, they do. That's all they talk about. Well, and the reason for that is because it's right in their face. It's something that they're trying to cope with. If you're standing in a room trying to hold a wall up, and here you are standing in this room holding this wall up against this terrible storm, which is pushing on the wall, and you can feel it on the other side. Okay, so that's one way of dealing with it. And the other one is the other way of dealing with it. And I have completely forgotten what in the world we're talking about. I think I pictured something. I think I saw about something else. It's, you're in a conversation with somebody and they're talking away, and then you realize that you've just missed a whole lot of what they said, and you have no idea what they're talking about. So now you have to bluff it, because you don't want them to know that you spaced out. But why not? Why can't they know? Why can't you say, oh, wait a minute, I got distracted? Or how would you say it where it would be polite? It's like, I'm a squirrel. Oh, look, a squirrel. Oh, look, a squirrel. Actually, oh, look, some birds. It's nice to have birds right here. You really help winter go by nicely. Not go by, but every day you need to have... What do you need every day? Every day you need a goal. You need inspiration and direction. Isn't that what the gospel teaches? Every day, in order to have the day be a good day, well, deciding it's a good day is a really big deal. So if you decide it's a good day, if you decide you like what you see out that window, then you're looking for what you like about it. It's a very uplifting thing. It opens you right up when you start saying, oh, I like that. I was telling Desmond that yesterday. He was having a meltdown over something, and I said, how are you feeling? And then I said, do you want a this? No. Do you want a this? No. Do you want a this? And then I threw in something that he probably really did want. Do you want a this? And he said, yes. And I said, I was noticing the difference in how he looked when he said no and when he said yes. And so how he felt, because his feelings are written on his face, right? And so I said, how are you feeling? Right now, when you said yes, how do you feel? Feel happy? Feel good? You feel positive? And he was kind of smiling a bit and sort of understanding. And then I said, but now, if you say no, then you'll have totally different feelings. Let's do this again. Do you want a peanut butter sandwich? No. There, see now, how do you feel? Now, do you want a bottle? Yes. Do you want a peanut butter sandwich? No. See now, can you feel a difference in your reactions? See, when you say yes, it makes you feel really good. When you say no, it makes you feel, Anyway, that was a really interesting little interaction with Desmond. These little children's minds are just wide open. They're amazing. My mind is not wide open. My mind is like so full of thoughts about this and about that, and then about stuff I don't know what it is and where it is and far away, and there's thoughts all the time. Wherever that was going. You see, I get distracted. I turned my head, which then gave me new stimuli, and so along with the new stimuli came thoughts. Now, if I had turned with my eye closed, I wouldn't have gotten stimuli from my eye. I would have gotten it just from my neck, where I'm sort of massaging my neck. So with my eyes closed, I would have started to have thoughts about my neck. You know, and it's hard when you have a conversation with somebody and you're just talking with them, and like when you turn your head and, oh my gosh, look at his beak, it's so huge. The downy woodpecker's beak is much bigger than the hairy woodpecker's beak. See if I can show this to you. Look at how long his beak is. Isn't that huge? That's a downy woodpecker. But his beak is like as long as his head. Hey, you know what? A woodpecker crashed into my window and just kept flying. Their heads are made to be banging into things. I can't see him. Can you see him from there? I want to let you have this awesome experience. Anyway, that's interesting because I've been watching hairy woodpeckers for quite a while, but I guess I was not this close to the window. And, you know, every year I have the woodpeckers right by my chair in the winter. Or, you know, wherever. No, it was in the bedroom, and it was across the room out the window. Like, I had some windows right beside me, and those windows had the chickadees in them. It's on that side. It's on that side when I'm remembering it, but when I'm watching you say it's on that side, I'm trying to figure out if this hand is actually going to end up on this side. Try and figure that out. Oh dear. Oh, I could hang up. We could stop me talking. It's really neat to turn on YouTube and have somebody just spend the day with you. Just sort of hang out. This was one yesterday, and she was knitting, and then she would be pouring coffee. The coffee would be going into and then she'd be sitting there with a cup and with her knitting, and she'd put her cup down and she'd knit. And then you'd see her, she's watching something on her computer, and she's sitting and knitting with her cup. It's really interesting. I'd never seen one like that. Where we were just spending time with them and you were just watching them. And they weren't like interacting with you constantly. They were just doing their own thing. That's kind of neat. I have no idea what's in my videos. I have no idea. I don't watch them. I don't watch them. I did watch them the other, because when I look at them, I mean, good grief, look what I look at. I should be filming from up here. But I'm filming from down here, so I look like, whoa. I was talking to my daughter yesterday, and she had her head at a different angle. And she was looking up at the ceiling and talking. And I never watched her or talked to her from that angle or seen her. She was very relaxed and talking about something, and in, you know, some event in her life or in Germany. And from looking at the different angle of her face, she looked like a picture I have of me when I was her age. No, not when I was her age, when I was much younger. Yeah. Isn't that interesting? That I can know a person I can be her mother, and still see her face in different angles and not really recognize her. Isn't that interesting? Like, our children grow up and they become different beings. Not different beings, but they become adults, grown-ups. Hey, you know what this looks like outside? This looks like when I went to my grandmother's house. Look at that. Did I ever take you to tall trees? Have you seen tall trees? Just type it in the search bar. Tall trees. TALLTREES. Nancy Today Tall Trees. And then be able to see what it looked like in the winter.